Now let's dive deep into this big LGBTQ plus story for today. I'm Dale Stein, and let's queer up the worldview. New study reveals that 85% of world elections are anti-LGBTQ talking points, based on anti-LGBTQ talking points. More than 1.5 billion people cast ballots across at least 89 countries during 2024, a year now dubbed the super election year. But a new report from Outright International warns that political campaigns came at a heavy price for LGBTQ plus communities worldwide. A record 85% of jurisdictions studied, 51 out of 61 candidates leaned into anti-LGBTQ rhetoric to rally votes. That included attacking so-called gender ideology, calling queer people foreign agents, and scapegoating LGBTQ plus lives to distract from failed policies. Neela Ghoshal, Senior Director of Law Policy and Research at Outright International, said, quote, "The findings are a chilling indictment of the state of global democracy. Anti-LGBTQ rhetoric is no longer a fringe issue. It is a central tool in the modern authoritarian playbook. When politicians attack their own citizens to win power, democracy itself is at risk." End quote. The report found that the world's 5 largest democracies, India, the European Union, the United States, Indonesia, and Brazil, all saw queer communities targeted. In the U.S., Donald Trump's campaign spent over $212 million on anti-trans ads, aired most heavily during college sports games in battleground states. Activists point out this decision was made to target largely young straight men. Democrats weren't blameless either, with some members blaming their losses on support for trans rights, despite surveys showing voters weren't prioritizing those issues. Similar stories emerged elsewhere. In the UK, far-right Reform UK pledged to ban transgender ideology in schools. In Canada, conservative leaders promised to bar trans students from facilities matching their gender identity, while in New Brunswick, campaigns targeted chosen name and pronoun rights. And yet, the backlash sparked resilience. LGBTQ plus people around the globe refused to be silenced. In Bangladesh, queer communities played a pivotal role in the July Revolution, a student-led uprising that ousted the long-serving prime minister. In Turkey, activists marched for pride despite bans and police violence. As Outright's report concludes, quote, "Queer communities immobilized not just for their own rights, but in solidarity with all marginalized groups, understanding that their fates were intertwined with the health of democracy itself," end quote. Wow, this is just a big reminder that we are undergoing a global attack by the far right.
Yeah.
And it just becomes more alarming by the day and by the minute and by the hour. And we really have to, and I find that I was having a conversation with a dear friend at lunch, and we were saying, where are our big gay organizations? I don't know if I want to call them all out, but there are a lot of big organizations that we know, national organizations. Where are they? I'm not seeing a lot of messaging and a lot of standing up. Is it fear of being
Of course it is.
a backlash?
It's got to be, Dale. It's got to be. You know, like I stream, right? I don't have like regular cable like
Same
most
here.
people,
Yeah, yeah.
like most people, right? So I got an antenna, because with an antenna, old school, you can still get your basic channels, right? And on your basic channels through the antenna, all the commercials are freaking Kristi Noem. All of them are her, ICE. If you,
the puppy murder.
If you present the puppy murder, if you present yourself, we'll give you a free ride home and all this kind. Maybe you'll be able to come back later. That's the effing commercial that keeps on popping up. Where are our commercials? Where are our commercials saying, "Hey, we're still here. Stand up. We're all here with you. We're in this together." Whatever that is, you know what I mean? There should be something like
There's
that.
no message, nothing.
Because all of this that you just read, that's not campaigning. That's scapegoating. Okay, that's basically it, right? Because politicians can't fix the economy, so let's just say that the gays are the reason that everything is going to shit.
What is concerning to me is that this message from the extreme right is actually working so well that even on the left, some people are distancing themselves from particularly the trans community. You see it with Gavin Newsom, even with Pete Buttigieg. And now even the UK right now, the UK, which is led now by the left, the Labour, Keir Starmer. And he's talking about, also basically punishing the trans community in the UK, which is, is very surprising to me.
Really? I don't think it's that surprising.
No, that this is actually happening with left-leaning governments in advanced, very liberal countries like the UK, and this is it's working. The message is working globally because Donald Trump. This is all started with Donald Trump, and now people feel the freedom to
be assholes.
Openly be assholes. Pretty much, exactly. So.
I'm sorry to say it that way, but you know what I mean. When your president is a certain way, then that opens the door to allow you to be misogynist, to be, you know, to hate women, to be racist, to be homophobic, to be transphobic. It opens that. Like, it doesn't even give a person the reason. Well, let me find out about them. Why? Maybe I need to educate myself on this. That's gone out the window now with someone as Donald J. Trump as the president. You know,
right.
Well, that is the big LGBTQ story for today. There is no other queer nonprofit media platform like this in the entire world. Support our LGBTQ stories by subscribing and sharing Queer News Tonight.